In the last video, I taught you how to digitize this design, and in today's video, we're gonna go back and create a little bit more red work for embroidery. Let's go. Welcome back, Legacy family. My name is Ken, and I'm here to teach you all about digitizing and embroidery. Today, we're gonna use the Design Doodler to create some awesome red work design. And if you don't know what red work is, I've covered it in this video already, but I thought we should keep practicing a little bit more so you guys can get the hang of what pathing is, how to go back 2 times, and just overall how to get a full outline design without having to jump or trim or anything. Oh, and like always, I'm using the Design Doodler as well as a tablet with a pen. I'm going to include the link in the description. All right, so right here, we're on the Design Doodler. And if you didn't know, we have the trial. So again, link in the description to access the trial. I'm going to open up the image that I want to create today. And I found this one on the interweb. Now I'm going to click this button right here so I can select the image and downscale it or resize it. And I'm clicking on this button right here on the right so I can show the hoop size. This is a 4x4 hoop size, and if you guys want to learn all about the Design Doodler, then make sure you guys click on this video above so you can see a full walkthrough on the program. Okay, I'm gonna start doing things a little bit quicker because I want to make sure that we can create some awesome stuff. Properties for the image are right here by clicking this button right here, and I'm going to turn down the opacity of the image, something like that. I saw this image online and I thought it was super cool, and I think it's something that's going to help you guys understand a little bit more of pathing all around, so you guys don't have to be jumping all over the place, as in like creating this area right here, then jumping to this area, and then that area, and then this area, and then when you finish the whole design, there's like freaking 100 scissors, 100 trims, and we're gonna avoid all of that. All right. Let me select everything. Let me delete it by clicking the X on the left. Awesome. And I'm gonna use 1:1, 1:3 ratio. We can move around, and because it's red work, we're gonna utilize the color red. So open my palette, I'm going to select 3 just so that I can have the color red. You guys already know that the way I like to digitize is to go around the edges, and then anytime there is an outline or there's like a part of the design that we have to go inside, I like to go in, do 2 passes, and then return, and then continue through the whole outline like this. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I think I'm gonna start here. I'm going to select the single stitch tool, which is this one right here. And for today, we're gonna use freehand all around. That is good for me, and we can get started. Again, this design is 4x4, and if you guys wanna change the hoop size, simply go to settings at the bottom right, and then you can select a different hoop. But for me, this one works, okay? Make sure to see that walkthrough if you guys are feeling confused right now. We're gonna get started by going to the right. And you can see right here, here's the first shape that it goes on the inside. So we're gonna do 2 passes. Perfect, like that. Then go this way, touch the lips, return, go up, and we're gonna go this way and return. You guys can see that I'm going a little bit quicker, and this is normally the speed that I feel like I'd be going at if I was digitizing without talking on the camera. But whenever I talk on the camera, I just feel like it's easier to slow down so my brain can catch up. Again, right here, I'm going to create this area. So let me go inside here, go back, go all the way around like a circle, finish right there, and return all of that. Perfect. Then let's keep going this way and stop right there. We could continue if we really wanted to more on the inside of the nose, but I think to keep it simple, we're just going to follow whatever we can without making it so complicated and confusing. Again, this way, and what I'll do is I'll just create this whole shape right here. So 1, and then return, 2, and then we can go this way. I no longer have to touch set because I've already finished that line. 3, perfect. And to me, this is going to be the edge. I think now we're gonna find out because I don't want to get confused, and you know you can get confused quite easily if you don't know where to go. But to me, this is going to be the edge, so I'm going to start creating this part first right here. So let's go around this area, return this already so I don't have to think about it. I'm just gonna make that properly. Perfect. And return this one like so. Well, create it and return it. Awesome. So now we don't have to touch this area anymore because we have already covered it. And we're saying to the program, hey, this side right here is going to be the edge where we're gonna return after we're done pathing everything else. Does that make sense to you guys? Please let me down in the comments if you have any questions or if you find that this whole process seems very clear to you. I would love to know your thoughts. So let's keep going. If this one is going to be there, that means that I have to return right there. And then this will continue being the path that we're going to return to. Something like that is pretty good. Let's keep moving up here. And am I even gonna touch this area? I guess I should actually. It kind of seems like I could totally just finish the rest of the face just from this point right here. So do not forget it. We've come all the way from the right, so I'm just gonna keep that in mind as I create the rest of this area. Okay, so let's go this way. Finalize this right here. Return. Finish this right here. Perfect. Return. And let's create this whole part. So I'm just gonna do the whole eyebrow. Doing my best to stay steady. And return. And go right there. Go there. Create this whole shape. Okay. Return. And create that part right there like so. And then we can finish. Awesome. That looks pretty awesome. So we can go this way now. And this is where it's really going to test my hand to see how good my free hand is. Let's find out. Go all the way around with the free hand, and we're gonna try and finish right here. Woo! That was pretty nice. Make sure that it touches a little bit. Now we return. Do my best to be on top of the other line, but again, we're zoomed in, so it doesn't have to be 100% perfectly. We try to get as close as possible. Awesome, that's pretty good. Finish right there. Let's see 1-to-1, and you can see that most of the design is actually almost done. It looks so clean, and it was really fast to create too, so it's awesome. We're gonna go 1/3. Let's go this way. Now here, I'll do a quick little trick where I'll just do a little ribbon instead of having to go all the way around. Let's continue. Whoa, kind of went a little bit over that line right here. It's okay, no problem. Just move that way. And let's finish that already. This looks pretty fun. Let's see if I can get it all in one shape, all in one go. Vamos. Go around, create the loop. Nope, that was too hard. That was impossible to get perfectly for me. So I hope you guys get a chance to practice. Oh, and if you see that these two are kind of doing this where like I want to smooth it out, no problem. Just grab the point and under the settings, change the anchor mode to smooth. So now that I applied the smoothness, you saw how easily it fixed itself. So click on properties. So first you click on the point, so you can select on edge point. There you go, select it on that one. Properties, smooth. And you have different properties if you want to do something different. Okay, then I just have to return, go all the way back. Wow, that was so much better. I guess if you take your time, you will make a better shape, right? I just really wasn't doing that properly. So let's go over here now. Go around. Cool. I'll create this area like so. Quick little eyebrow. Return it. Create this part of the eyelid, eyelash, right? And then go around. Awesome. And then try and return all in one go. Not possible, no problem, you can let go. That's the beauty of the tool. If you didn't know, there's red dot that gets highlighted once you get close to it with your mouse. It means that you continue building onto that shape, and you enable or disable it with the shape down here. You guys will see how it works in the walkthrough as well as the other red work tutorial. Let's continue, going back, and at this point, we're pretty much done. What we're doing now is returning the whole way back. So, just gonna go down this way, try my best to get as close as possible there. I've already made that little loop twice, so I don't have to do it. And I can just return this way as close as possible. That's pretty good. That's not perfect 100%, but it doesn't matter. We're getting as close as possible and we're zoomed in, so it's okay. Going this way. Oh. Okay. Trying to do all of these angles. Awesome. Have you guys had a chance to play with the Design Doodler and the pen and everything? And if so, how are your outlines going? Please let me know down in the comments. I would love to know your experience. This pen has like a button right here that I keep pressing by accident. So sometimes you'll see like that it's loading something on the screen, and that's simply because I just press it without intending to. So I just have to rewind sometimes. Again, I've already done that twice, so I don't need to do that anymore. Let's return. Go this way. Go all the way back. This way. Down right here. Down the river. Through the bridge. And we are back at the beginning, and I think we're pretty much done. Or almost done, because the last thing that I want to do is I want to select the whole design by clicking this button right here. We're going to go under properties, and I think for stitch length, I'm going to lower it to what? 1.3? Let's see, maybe we can go in a little bit more, 1/3. That's 1400 stitches. Yeah, I think 1.3 is pretty good. That's the stitch spacing or the stitch length. So 1.3 is good for me. Now we can even do run, double run, but I think the fact that we did 2 passes, run is more than enough, okay? And if you only wanted to do 1 pass, then what you can do is switch to the bean style. But I think that would be a little too overkill. Maybe one day we'll see how many layers of bean stitches we can put on top of each other. Hit like if you guys want to see that. Last thing about this tutorial is to put it on the embroidery machine and do the final test to see if it can be digitized. Let's go. And here you go, guys. That's the final result of this design. It took no time at all. I'm honestly so impressed. It did take us about 15 minutes of digitizing, but it's all worth it because the embroidery at the end took no more than 2 minutes, and I think that's what's important. And look at the size of this design. This is so pretty. It's pretty big, honestly, for the amount of stitches. It only has approximately 1400 stitches, and there was no jumps, no trims, well, except for the one trim at the end. I'm really happy with this result, and if you guys are interested, please let me know if you want to see a little bit more complex of these designs. I've been trying to keep things a little bit basic, but I am interested in kind of resolving like an intricate puzzle or something. I'm sure we'll come up with something that's going to mess with our brains. But for now, this is how you create this red work. Make sure to watch all of the other tutorials and try out the Design Doodler, link in the description. Check out this next video, and I'll see you on the next digitizing tutorial. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. I think I'm gonna do a full sweater of just white and red of a bunch of these designs. What do you guys think? Should we do it? See ya.